Stress is becoming more common than ever before all over the world due to social economic reasons. In the same time, it affects the productivity and could even be fatal in some cases. Labour Force Survey 2011 brought shocking figures on stress in the UK workforce. It was reported that the number of new cases went up by 500,000. In the report, it described as caused or made worse by work. Dr. Nalaka Fonseca has had many years of experience with patients suffering from stress in many different backgrounds since he started his career as a doctor.
Stress is a condition of inner tension in your mind and the body. It is difficult to define or measure, but there are some people who are under a lot of stress and they can manage to cope up with it. But whereas other people who are get stress even with the minimal amount of stressful situation in their life, but in between there are people who can cope up with the stress. The signs of stress are that there are people who can't sleep, who's unable to concentrate on their work, who is get present with chest pain or palpitations because of the stress. They can't cope up with the amount of stress that they have in their life. And there are people who get addicted to cigarettes, alcohol in order to get relief from the stress. And when they come to see the doctor, they won't tell that they are under stress because there is a stigma attached to it. But they will present with the what we call psychosomatic problems, which is they come to the doctor saying that I am suffering with the chest pain or palpitation, but when you go into the detailed analysis, the underlying cause is that they are stressed.
People use traditional techniques to heal stress, such as meditation and yoga. They came as teachings from the far east of the world many hundreds of years ago, in which they came to human life as a path to spirituality. In 1924, Dr. Hansberger found that our brains respond to various types of messages. He introduced that in a calm condition, our brains produce alpha waves, and when the mind is unset or busy, it produces beat waves. He concludes the observations that aggressive behavior may occur at this stage. This basic principle is used today to heal the growing problem of stress.
In my practice, I see many patients who are coming to me with stress-related problems every day, and on many occasions I have given them sick notes to be away from work, to have some rest, saying that it's a work-related stress. So once they recover in 2 to 3 weeks' time, they will get better, and then they can go back to work and resume their work.
Kamal Sirivardana, an engineer working in a construction engineering company, uses music to heal the stress obtained from his working pressure. Kamal especially listens to Oriental music when travelling long distances.
As a design engineer delivering large-scale projects, I am subject to severe pressure during our working life. As the day progresses, the pressure level increases. As a therapy, I rely upon sometimes the musics of very slow moving, particularly Oriental musics. I get the help of listening sometimes during the work quietly, or particularly coming back home, driving back home, listening to those musics helps me significantly to reduce my anxiety down, reduce the blood pressure. I feel I'm quiet when I reach home, but During the daytime, it is incredibly busy and the pressure is very high.
Oriental classical music is fulfilled with ingredients for stress healing. The slow, soft, rhythmic music brings calm feelings in which the human brain reacts with alpha waves. Rajvinder Padam is an experienced teacher who teaches Oriental music for UK students.
Eastern music includes very complex rhythmic structure to form happier music. Also includes a variety of languages such as Hindi, Gujarati, Punjabi, and many more. Whereas Western music is very limited to things such as American folk music. Eastern music also has an exotic sound, making it unique. In Eastern music, we use so many different instruments such as sitar, tabla, harmonium, many more. Includes stringed instrument, percussion instruments and wind instruments. And the music is used in various traditions around the world.
I will highly recommend music as a form of therapy for stress, because if you listen to music, that will distract you away from the stressful situation.
Music is a way of letting go and reminding yourself of the good things. This is used to heal the mind and soul. Music gives expression to those with learning difficulties or mental disorders and help them to learn important skills. It helps people to come out of their shell and interact with the outside world. For example, I have 3 children who they have learning difficulties and poor concentration and coordination. When they started learning music from me, they couldn't sit for long and they were very hyper and very angry. In few weeks, they were very calm and had a lot of confidence. They can get along with each other very well. They look after each other. They look more happy and very enthusiastic. I would say music is healing power for every soul.
As well as the people suffering with cancer, the evidence has proven that it will reduce their anxiety when they undergo chemotherapy or radiotherapy. If you listen to the music while having chemotherapy or radiotherapy, that will help to relieve their stress levels. Especially the Indian form of classical music has been proven to relieve the stress of people suffering with stress and anxiety.
The young generation who are surrounded by Western and American pop are now looking for calming music where they can benefit from relaxation.
It's totally different from what you get in mainstream media along the lines of Western music. This is just, once you're playing, you're in a different environment altogether, and just it's all just flowing naturally from what you're doing. But it's still strange because there's so many rules that you have to follow. I've not been playing long, but in this time I think you find you get to progress a lot more with Eastern music, whereas with Western music I think you're very confined to using certain instruments like the guitar or piano, etc. But this, I think, can be used in so many different ways. People might use the sitar in lively sessions where they're doing whatever, but otherwise I've heard it in devotional songs or even in meditation, and the same one instrument being used for lots of different genres just shows how wide this variety of music is, and I just think it's good.
To me, music is universal language that talks to every part of our being, our mind, body and soul. Music is a doorway that lets our spirit travel. I would also say that music is electricity that charges every cell in our body. Music is my passion. I live and breathe music. I define music as sound that pleases, uplifts nature and inspire my feelings and senses.
Music brings different feelings to different people. It can be because of their culture they grew up in, or their tastes. With the revolution of the MP3 and iPod, music has become more closer to people than ever before. However, we experience unprecedentedly growth trend of stress and is furthermore proven by the research. Hence, the time has come to use this easy method widely to get divest from stress, the Oriental music.